The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Hello everyone, this is the Holy Hermit and I'm proud to bring to you my very first action-adventure game of all time. Today I'm looking at a game called Prince of Persia. A game that started 20 years ago, has seen very many changes, it's got numerous titles on multiple consoles, and yet it stands out to be one of the most beloved game franchises of all time. All the games launched in the past 23 years or so have one thing in common. They have one central main character, as the title would suggest. The prince is on a never-ending quest, so to speak. He's after an inconceivable task, an inconceivable mission that he's supposed to accomplish, whether that being saving the world or saving an empire. Prince is always up to the task. He meets certain group of characters, certain blend of characters along his way that develop the story in a very, very fruitful way. But the game you're looking at today is called Prince of Persia. Just the title as it says, Prince of Persia, like the 1989 title. When the game launched, most people did complain about it because it didn't follow the story to the previous titles. It had the same prince, of course. It had the same feeling of a prince. He was still brute arrogant and he would do all the inconceivable tasks. He had a bit of humour to him. But apart from that, the story did move on to a different universe. This Prince of Persia title launched in the year 2008. And it followed the prince on a strange story. It didn't follow any of the previous game, it had a different universe of its own rather. And if you look at the game, the graphics, the design, they're all almost cel-shaded. It's a very unique style that was never found in the games previously. You see a prince, he's got all his abilities again, he can hop, he can do other things, but there is no slowing down time or reversing time. Instead, you have a friend, a princess called Elika. Every time you're falling, every time you're in a mortal situation that you're about to die or about to take fatal damage even, she's always there to help you. So why is this game so different after all? And hell, why am I even covering this thing? The reason for this being is a unique personality of the game. All the titles in the past followed one single prince on one single journey. Yes, it was expanding, he was going to different places, but all in all it was the same idea. So when this game came out, most people complained, but I found it rather refreshing. It was a strange idea for a prince in a strange land. He's called a prince, but he really isn't a prince. He's almost like a tomb raider, so to speak. He robs tombs and he was on his way with his donkey going back to his home, and when he was struck by these unfortunate events. Here he is trying to help the princess set things right, and as always he's got his joke and his witty charm about it. The combat in this game, I believe, is very strange as well. It's not any more X-Y combos that you would do on your Xbox or your PlayStation 3. Rather than you have different attacks, you wear a thing on your hand called a gauntlet that allows you to slide down walls, that also allows you to grab objects. You do your normal jumps, you run across the walls and stuff, but you cannot, and you can wall run, but you cannot reverse time, as I said. Elika will help you if you're in mortal danger, but apart from that there is no reversing time. But this is also one of the most casual games that ever premiered. It's not like Prince of Persia Warrior Within, where if you die and you're out of sands, the game kicks you out, you lose, and you have to start again. In this one, you almost start at the nearest save point, which is never too far off. You fight these four bad guys, the four big main baddies, so to speak, and there is one lord who presides over them all, the Lord of Darkness, Ahriman. And then there's a Lord of Light, of course, because if there's darkness, there's always light, so there's Ormaz. So you fight this Lord Ahriman, and your goal is to set things right. And Prince does do it, in an astounding fashion I might add. So here he is, just jumping around, hopping around, doing his things. With combat being very unique, you got your main attack with your sword, you have a gauntlet that you can grab enemies with, you have Elika who's always present in the battle. She never carries a sword, but her magic is good enough. So you got her magic attacks, and you can also jump around with your superior acrobatic abilities. Fighting enemies, there are never hordes of enemies in this game. You always fight creatures one-on-one, whether these are lower corruptions that you find in the game, or even the biggest bosses. It's always one-on-one. Well, I guess it's two-on-one if you've got Elika on your side, always trying to help you out. When an area is corrupted by the boss, bad guy Ahriman, the whole area is dark. It's all dark, damp, and it's creepy. Your job is to go through that, go to a central point, defeat one of the bosses, and set things right. You do that until you cleanse the whole area. Once that is done, well, you go and fight the final guy. But there is a twist to it now, so if you've played this game you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, by all means please give it a go. It's a great game. I hope you enjoyed this little video of mine, and by all means, if you wish to subscribe, then please feel free to do so. I'll be posting more videos like these. And as I always say, I hope you all have a nice day. Thanks very much. Bye.